G'day guys and welcome back to the Sportsnut129 YouTube channel, and in today's video we will be doing our 2022 AFL season predictions. We've got 18th to 1st premiers. I'm not going to go through the whole final series, I've just got the premiers, and then I've got Coleman, Brownlow, Rising Star. So the 3 awards, and I don't want this video to go for too long, so we'll get straight into it, and this will be the one that we react to at the end of the season. So in 18th spot, we've got the Gold Coast Suns. Now, I think the Suns will finish in 18th. Now, I don't know why, but I just think the Suns, they won't move too much this year. I reckon they'll have really good performances, but then they'll also have some really, really bad ones. So that's why I've got the Suns in 18th. Maybe a bit controversial, but yeah. 17th, I've got the Adelaide Crows. Now, I think the Crows just scraping in to not finish last. Will finish 17th. I just think they don't have... Their list isn't good. They've probably got the worst list in the comp, if I'm going to be brutally honest. But they just might be able to do something with their list this year. Just maybe, but I don't think they will. But I don't know, Matty Nicks, he needs to perform this season, needs to do something with it. I don't see it happening, but who knows, they might be able to. In 16th, I've got last year's wooden spooners, I've got North Melbourne. Look, North, I don't think will hang around the bottom of the ladder for too long. It's an interesting one, but I reckon their start of the season almost costed them last year. I don't think they'll be too bad this season, and they'll definitely do better and finish in 16th. I reckon they'll start well, might just finish off a bit badly, but that is 16th for North. Moving on to 15th on the table, we've got the Collingwood Magpies. Now, look, the Pies, I honestly reckon the Pies could go anywhere with their list this season. I reckon they're maybe a top 8 chance smoky. I don't see it happening. I've got them 15th, but they could definitely be upset a few teams. I feel like they've still got a really good list. They just didn't play well last season. Craig McRae might be able to do it a bit. Who knows? Watch out for the Maggies. But yeah, I just don't see them doing enough because they're going to play their youngsters. But if they have an injury-free season, get their best 22 on the park. Don't give the youngsters a crack. Obviously give some of your best youngsters, but don't just give the free games out. They could be decent this year, the Pies. I just don't see it happening though, as they will finish 15th. They'll do a bit better than last year though. So in 14th, I've got a very controversial one. I've got the Carlton Blues. Now, did a video midweek. Go watch that if you haven't already. But I don't know. Just think that the Blues may not finish in... I don't know. Just don't think the Blues will do too good this year. They've got a lot of potential too, but I just don't see them doing as well as they could. That's for sure. So yeah, I've got the Carlton Blues to finish in 14th. Now moving on to 13th. If you're not new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, I am a Hawthorn supporter. So I've got the Hawks in 13th. Maybe a little bit biased, but let me know in the comments if I'm being too biased. But here's my take on it. I reckon the Hawks will finish 13th because at least it actually isn't too bad in my opinion. We've got some guns, but like the Maggies, if we can get our best 22 in the park, have an injury-free season, we can do a bit in 2022. So watch out for the Hawks in 2022. In 12th, maybe a bit of a controversial one, but I don't think so. We've got the Richmond Tigers. Now, the Tigers, they might do a bit better than this. A lot of people have got them in the 8 again, which is a very interesting in my opinion. I don't reckon they'll finish in the 8, that's for sure. I reckon they might finish to maybe 9th best, really. They've got potential to finish in the 8. I just don't see it happening. As a lot of people do. But yeah, I'm not a believer in the Richmond Tiger Football Club. I don't think they'll have another good year. In 11th spot, I've got the Stkilda Saints. Now, the Saints are up and around that 8th spot mark. They've definitely smoky for finals. They've got the list to do it. It's just whether they can get their best 22 on the park. They've been injury prone for the last couple of seasons now, the Saints. And I just don't see it. They need to get their best 22 in the park if they're going to be a shot at finals, I reckon. I'm predicting Jack Steele to have a big year. And they need some players to help him this year, though. Dan Butler, he needs to get back like he was in 2020 for them to have a really good year. Rowan Marshall, he's going to be a key player. So, yeah, I reckon the Saints might do decent this year. 10th spot, I've got the Essendon Bombers. Now, look, the Bombers, I think they will improve this year, but they're going to go down a few spots. I just think the competition's going to be so strong this year. I just don't see them, I don't see them getting anywhere, really, with their list into the finals, if you know what I mean. They're going to be better this year, but with the competition being so strong, I don't see them making finals. Because they only won 12 games last season, I believe, and they still made finals. So I think they'll win a bit more, but it's going to be tough to make finals this year, I reckon. So Essendon Bombers finished 10th. Now, 9th spot, maybe a bit of a controversial one. I've got the West Coast Eagles. Now, a lot of people would say that the Eagles will finish down the ladder this season. Now, I don't think they will. I reckon the West Coast Eagles will finish definitely above a few teams. Like, they finished 9th last year, and they just missed out on the 8. Unfortunately, their fans are going to have to suffer them finish 9th this year. In my opinion, I might have overrated them, but I don't know. I reckon they're going to finish 9th, maybe even in the 8. If a few teams underperform, West Coast will grab it. I reckon they've got the experience to do it. Maybe they're too old now, though. Depends. Anyway, in 8th spot, now the top 8, now it gets interesting. Playing finals for the first time in a bit, I've got the Fremantle Dockers. For the first time since 2015, I believe, Fremantle Dockers will play finals. I think their group has matured enough now. They've got enough years of AFL footy under their belt, and I think they will make the finals. Just though, only just. They'll finish 8th, but they are a chance. Once you finish 8th, you're a chance to win it. I don't think they'll have much experience for finals, but they definitely are a chance. So yeah, in 8th spot, I've got the Fremantle Dockers. In 7th spot, I've got, like last year, the same finish, the GWS Giants. Now, I just think the Giants will finish 7th. I don't know why, but I don't know. They're a team that could do anything this year, the Giants. They could maybe just surprise a few and not finish in the top 8 at all, but they could do really well, finish in the top 4 almost, and win the flag. So yeah, I definitely think the GWS Giants are one to be reckoned with this year, but they might not finish in the 8th at all. They'll be a very interesting one to follow, the Giants. So now in 6th spot, I've got a team maybe falling. I've got the Geelong Cats. Now, the Cats, I reckon this will be their last year in the finals for a bit. They've got one last year to maybe make a statement on the comp and say, we are going to stay in the 8 for a bit longer. I think it's going to be in the bottom half, though, as I think they'll finish in 6th spot. But yeah, they're definitely a danger team with their experience. So yeah, I've got them in 6th. Now in 5th, now to the real premiership contenders, I reckon. In 5th spot, I've got the Brisbane Lions. Now the Brisbane Lions are a team that I reckon can win the flag. We're getting to the real powerhouses now, boys. I reckon they're definitely a contender. They'll just miss out on the top 4, but they'll have a solid home and away season. And I reckon they're going to be one to be reckoned with in 2022. But they're just missing out on the top 4. That might make it a bit of might make it tough in finals, but they're definitely a premiership contender, and I reckon they'll finish 5th. Now in 4th, I've got the Sydney Swans. Now, this is an interesting one with Sydney, but I don't see them getting worse. I reckon they'll just get even better. And I reckon they're going to make the top 4. They'll finish 4th, so it's going to be a tight race between them, the Swans. Them and Brisbane, I reckon. So, yeah, I reckon the Swans will finish in 4th position. And yeah, they'll be definitely forced to be reckoned with in finals. I reckon they can definitely do some damage in the finals, and if not, go all the way. They've got a strong supporter base in Melbourne because of South Sydney, so that'll help them if they do get to the big day at the G. So, 4th, Sydney Swans. In 3rd spot, I've got the Doggies. Now we're getting to the real powerhouses. The top 3 are the big powerhouses. They're the big bad boys of the AFL. And the Dogs, they could finish first. I reckon the 2 other teams that are about to come, could finish anywhere in the top 3, I reckon. So I reckon it's going to be pretty interesting to see which rankings they come out on. But I reckon in 3rd, the Western Bulldogs will have another really strong year. And, I reckon they might just go all the way in 2022. They'll have the determination to go back from losing a granny to winning one. 2nd spot, I've got the reigning premiers. I've got the Melbourne Demons. Now, I've got the D's finishing 2nd because they might lack a bit of motivation. Don't think so. But, yeah, I reckon they won't finish minor premiers again, but they will finish 2nd. Now, I've got the D's in 2nd spot because, they're a force to be reckoned with. They didn't lose a final last year, and it's going to be tough to beat them in the finals again this year. So I've got the 2nd Melbourne Demons. Now, the minor premiers, you'd know by now, it is the Port Adelaide Football Club. Look, the Power, just like they did in 2020, I reckon will finish first in the home and away, and they are going to get a home final in the qualifying, which should bring out a packed house, and yeah, it's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in 2022. So yep, I've got the Power in 1st position. Now, the big one, the Premiership. Look, I've got the Dogs winning the Premiership. From 3rd position, I just reckon that the Dogs will be too strong and they will win the flag. Now, I don't know why, I just reckon they will win the flag because they'll be way too strong and, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. I reckon they'll have determination from last year losing one, and they will definitely win the flag in 2022, I reckon. But it's out of them, the D's and the Power, I reckon. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see who comes on top. But in my opinion, I've got the Dogs winning the flag. So, yeah, now let's get to the awards. Now, the big one, the Brownlow, I've got the Jack Steele from the Saints. Now, I've got the Saints finishing 11th, but I just reckon that Jack Steele will carry the Saints this year. But I really do. I just think that he'll be a really strong player for them, and he will dominate the comp and win his first Brownlow medal. So, yeah, breakout year for Jack Steele if he hasn't already. Coleman medal, I've got Aaron Naughton. Look, I just think Aaron Naughton is a guy now who's going to play his best season of football this year. He's played enough. He's taking big pack marks. He just needs to get his accuracy better, and he will be an absolute gun. I reckon he'll win his first Coleman of many this year, and he will be a gun. Now the rising star, yeah, please don't hate, but there we see Aaron Naughton with the Coleman. I've gone with Denver Grainger-Barass. Now, I genuinely think he will win the Rising Star. He's a Hawthorn player. He played 5 or so games last year. He's still eligible in his second year of footy. But I reckon he'll really mature this year and have a gun season. Now, I know people are going to say I'm biased for this. But I reckon because he's got that year of experience under his belt, I just reckon that he'll win the Rising Star for some reason. So, yeah, there we have it. Rising Star, Denver Grainger-Barass. So, yeah. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you please like it and subscribe. It took me months to make this video out. Not months, but it took me a long, long time. So, I reckon it's my best video by far. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, as I said, subscribe, like, comment your predictions, comment if I'm biased, and comment, are you happy with where I put your team? So, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.